The first rays of dawn break over an empty marathon track. A lone runner ties his shoe. He pulls his bib number down over his shorts. We see a close-up on his tired but determined eyes. As he steps onto the track, a voice booms out. Every journey starts the same way, with one small step. But what carries us to the end? We see a montage of the runner training, waking up at 4 a.m. to go for a jog. But he kept showing up. We see the runner starting the marathon, excitedly high-fiving other runners as they get ready to start. Then the starting gun fires. Running alone in the pouring rain, pushing through an injury, collapsing to his knees, his wife and kids encouraging him, his coach putting his arm around his shoulder, lining up with hundreds of other excited runners. The starting gun goes off and the young runner surges forward, but quickly falls behind the pack. As the voice says, he was never the fastest, never the strongest. It's the one that keeps us alive. We see the runner taking a deep breath, lifting his head up. Still, our man stays strong, passing several runners who are now walking. It's about finishing when you thought you couldn't. We see the runner picking up the pace. Each step echoes with power. The camera rises slowly, matching the runner's pace, pushing upward until we see the cheering crowd in the distance. Upbeat cinematic music begins to swell. At the halfway point, we see a flash of doubt cross his face. He slows his breathing, becomes heavy. Other runners pass him. We hear their voices as the runner draws closer. As he passes the other runners, we see a smile flash across his face, scrambling to get back up. But instead of continuing, he walks the rest of the way. The runner crosses it and raises his arms in victory. He is exhausted but exhilarated. We pan up to a close-up of his sweat and tear-streaked face. We see a stark visual contrast between his younger, more vibrant self and his older, more weathered present self. As the music reaches its crescendo, he falls to the ground. As the crowd surges forward, our runner stays near the back. We see the runner lying on the ground. One more step, always. We watch him from above as he settles into a steady pace. The camera follows alongside, keeping him in frame. As the miles tick by, the lead pack of runners disappears into the distance. As the voice in his head says, "Why keep going?" The title card fades in and inspirational music swells. "Nobody would blame me if I stopped." His steps begin to falter. In slow motion, we see him almost stop completely. From overhead, we see him again. Then suddenly we see a flashback of the runner at the start of his very first race. As the voice in his head says, "You started this, you can finish it." He remembers falling during the first mile of that first race. He sees a flashback of himself at another race, this time getting some words of encouragement from someone, possibly his coach. As the voice in his head says, the last step isn't really the last. From overhead, we see the runner. Now the sun shines down on him. As the voice says, it's not about finishing first. The crowd comes into focus. They cheer and clap. Then we see the finish line. Your finish line may be closer than you think. As the voice says, victory isn't a place. It's a decision to keep going. One last step at a time. Text fades in over the shot. In running and in life, the last step can change everything. Then the runner looks up at the sky and smiles. As the narrator says, whatever your marathon is, don't stop now. End screen fades in. Subscribe for more motivational stories. And what's your last step? Share in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.